And true friends of Belize. I bring this Independence Day message to you on behalf of the Belize Progressive Party, the BPP. For many, this is a time of celebration and revelry, as this year marks our nation's 36th anniversary of independence. Under the theme, Belize Confronting Challenges, Celebrating Triumphs, Renewing our resolve. Indeed, we must give thanks to the Almighty for the good fortune of having a national flag, a national anthem, a national prayer, international recognition as a sovereign nation comprising 8,867 square miles of nature's most beautiful splendor, with our borders intact, despite what some of the fear-mongers intentionally seek to distort, as well as other fundamental elements ascribed to an independent nation. And let us not forget, as many of our fellow CARICOM sisters and brothers are experiencing the effects of current natural disasters, that we are blessed to have been spared such fate. Yet amid this recognition, Belizeans must be attuned to the fact that things are not well in our beloved nation. Given the unacceptable state of the nation's governance, citizen security is a major concern, as a consistent rise in crime and criminality comes as no surprise. And with the current lack of leadership, one and all must be justifiably concerned, bearing in mind that crime is not only a blue-collar affair, as some of the most egregious crimes are committed against the entire nation by those who occupy some of the highest offices in the land. Despite being blessed with wealth untold, we have fallen considerably short of our potential. This is fundamentally due to the endemic culture of corruption, that neither of the two are committed to tackling this issue head-on, for each has and continues to prosper from it. As a result, Belize finds itself in the sixth and final stage of corruption, that being tyranny, which is the bane of constructive and sustainable development. Neither side of the PUDP non-divide has demonstrated a willingness nor any inclination to effectively lead by example. Consequently, in instances when leaders must lead, none are to be found among our elected officials, as they continue to exude and display unbridled selfishness. Case in point, there is no question that harsh economic times are upon us. Simply take into account the ever-rising cost of fuel, transportation, goods, and all elements impacted by them. Yet, both refuse to address the issue of the Prevention of Corruption Act, POCA, as they are aware that any elected official who fails to declare their assets is subject to extensive fines. If they truly cared about creating greater opportunities for all Belizeans, they would adhere to the law, because the monies they owe can be put to considerable use in an effort to aid those less fortunate. As matters stand, there is absolutely no indication they will consider doing the honorable thing. This comes as no surprise, but the culture of corruption the PUDP has bred is one of self-preservation, which fundamentally means that the haves continue to prosper grossly. Meanwhile, the have-nots, who are regular Belizeans, continue to suffer. In this regard, we must understand that it is the responsibility of the citizenry to hold them accountable. Other internal issues involve the representation of the People Act, ROPA, and the need for re-registration now. It is crucial the voters' lists are clean because it has been nearly 2 decades since this necessary exercise in good governance practices was conducted. This holds direct significance for the impending referendum on whether or not Belize will vote to take the matter of the unfounded Guatemalan claim to the ICJ under the existent most unfavorable conditions. I trust by now it is clear that contrary to the misguided bipartisan push for a yes vote, the BPP strongly opposes going to the ICJ under the current special agreement and therefore calls on Belizeans to vote a resounding no on this issue of national significance. With the continued lack of leadership plaguing Belize is an ever-growing external debt and the variety of societal and social ills which accompany corruption at all levels, but most significantly, those which emanate from the top. Amid the most unacceptable state of affairs, your BPP offers hope, and it begins with each Belizean taking stock of what it means to 1, be Belizean, 2, be patriotic, 3, become attuned to your environment, irrespective of your political inclination, and 4, be willing to do within your power that which will contribute to creating a better society for all. Therefore, on the 36th anniversary of Belize's independence, I urge you to take up the challenge of making your discontent known. Join with others who share your view and stand up for Belize, because the path on which our nation is going is neither productive nor conducive to any form of socially conscious or equitable development for the masses. Rest assured, your Belize Progressive Party remains committed to doing its part toward ensuring that Belizeans shall always have a viable leadership option that will chart a new path for this great nation en route to recovery via the implementation of policies which shall put an end to the monopoly of power that is enjoyed by a few at the expense of many. In closing, we wish you a happy and reflective Independence Day and trust that one and all shall take this opportunity to commit themselves to doing something positive toward bringing about an increase in respect, cooperation, communication, accountability, and overall acknowledgement of your personal ownership of the jewel. For it is only through your proactive efforts that together we will make Belize a better place for all. May God continue to bless Belize, and may those who intentionally act against our nation's best interests be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. 8867 today, 8867 tomorrow, 8867 forever. Belize sovereign and free. No ICJ.
Belize, let's vote for the BPP.